Creativity. How do you define it, and how does one become creative? According to psychology professor Keith Simonton, psychologists typically define creativity as the capacity to produce ideas that are both original and adaptive. He also states that creative ideas require being either new and workable or functional. Psychologist Gina Riley classified creative people as divergent thinkers, or those being able to think outside of the box. With such a broad definition, with plenty of room for interpretation, does creativity have boundaries? Is it something you can put into a box or a checklist? No. Creativity can be both intangible and tangible, meaning there is no range on how creative something can be. When we are creative, we benefit our well-being, being as shown in the broaden and build theory. Creativity and positivity contribute to each other, promoting an uphill spiral or cycle of new thoughts, ideas, and successes. So what can you do to become more creative?
Generally, creativity is not something that can be easily measured. Ways to combat this can be seen in the Lubart and Sternberg study, where they had a list of factors that the participant either passed or failed, which then determined if the participant was being creative or not. However, the purpose of an intervention isn't to place the participants on a ranking basis from most creative to least, but rather to elicit and improve the participant's creative side. With our intervention, we will be focusing on creative drawing with the product approach. This approach focuses on the actual outcomes of creativity, which we will be exercising through daily topics or themes to draw about. Different themes and aspects of creativity have long been studied and exercised in an attempt to improve one's well-being. In a study conducted by researchers Jennifer Forkosh and Jennifer Drake, drawing and coloring was put to the test to see if participating in these activities improved one's mood, flow, and overall enjoyment. And in the study, a group of 70 participants were randomly assigned to either draw, color in a design, or to draw out their emotions. Before the participants started, they were induced into a sad mood in order to measure their emotional state before and after the experiment. This mood induction required the participants to think of the saddest moment of their life. Emotion regulation is a key component of the study because without it, we wouldn't know if creative drawing is able to improve overall well-being. Subsequently, when the participants were asked to rate their moods before and after drawing a design or coloring it in, they found that there was an overall elevated mood compared to the mood induction period. This wasn't the same outcome for those to freehand and draw out their emotions. Explanations for this positive correlation between drawing, coloring, in designs, and well-being has to do with the cognitive demand required when completing these activities. The research has shown that drawing improves mood more when used to distract rather than to express negative thoughts and feelings. When we're drawing or coloring in a given design, the time we take to complete the task distracts us from emotions we were feeling prior to the activity. This leaves us in a state of flow, causing us to feel satisfied or happy. By using information from both the Forkosh and Drake study and the Lubart and Sternberg study, we can validate the idea of fostering creativity through drawing as a way to improve overall well-being. Thus, the purpose of our intervention is to elicit the participants' creative side with given themes and topics to draw about to improve one's overall emotional state.
So this is the how-to portion for our intervention. So for our creative intervention, you will need 1. Something to draw with, for instance, a pencil or pen, although a pencil is recommended so that you can erase possible mistakes. 2. You'll also need something to draw on, like a piece of paper or a napkin. 3. You'll need a list of topics to draw about, and the list that we've created is a 7-day list where you do one theme or one topic for each day. So for day 1, or Sunday, you're doing hope. For day 2, Monday, courage. For day 3, Tuesday, honesty. For day 4, Wednesday, gratitude. For day 5, Thursday, curiosity. For day 6, Friday, fairness. And for day 7, Saturday, forgiveness. This intervention will take place over a 7-week period where you will complete one drawing topic for each of the 7 days of the week. And lastly, you'll need to take 5 to 10 minutes of your day to complete this intervention. This can be any time you're free, and you don't have to limit yourself to the time constraints. 5 to 10 minutes is just what is recommended. Now that you have what you'll need, first you'll want to take your list of topics to draw about and pick the topic associated with the day of the week. Next, you'll need to think of any thought or memory that made you happy. This can be something that happened today or previously. One tip is to try to think of a different happy thought or memory for each day. And finally, take 5 to 10 minutes to draw your topic. Remember that it doesn't have to look good or bad. Whatever you end up drawing, just remember that there isn't a right or wrong when it comes to creativity. As long as it comes from your imagination, you're fostering that creativity for future well-being.